Hi, my name is Jamie Slee and I'm just going to show you some basic tool maintenance skills for looking after the 4 main tools that we use at Forest Schools. So to do that, I've got an old rag, got some oil and then 4 different tools that we've got. Also got my gloves. Probably don't really need them for what I'm doing with this, but I've got them here because they're in my tool bag. I've also got the bag that I currently store all these in. It's just a big hold all, and I've got them in that at the moment because they're at home. When they are at school, they are locked away in a big tool chest, and just to keep them safe, but I need to take them home in order to film these videos, so this is the bag that I am using for that. In terms of storage as well, I've also got this tin, which is where the knives, so keep them in there just as an extra layer of protection really, just in case they fall out their sheath in the bag and somebody puts their hand in there. That shouldn't really happen. Obviously in terms of these tools, you need to be careful in terms of transporting them as well, because they could be seen as an offensive weapon. So when they're transported in the boot of the car, all stored away as well. So just keep all that, and obviously don't take it around anywhere that I don't have to. In terms of at school, Forest School site is on the school site, so I don't need to be taking the tools out in public, so shouldn't really have a problem with that. But the children know that they are not to go into the bag without my permission, basically. Or the box even. So I'm just going to show you some basic maintenance for what we're doing with these. So to start off with, I'm just going to put some of this onto here, and I'm just going to be basically getting any bits of dirt or anything off them. So I'm just going to open up my lockers, and I'm just going to make sure that they are nice and clean. So these are bypass loppers. Actually the cutting blade is the top one. I'll just make sure it's all nice and clean. Handles as well, wiped out. This is WD-40, it's not too greasy, just takes the dirt off quite nicely. And just make sure it's nice and clean. That's about it for the loppers. I'm just going to put a little squirt of WD-40 into each of the hinge points. Just take off any excess. Okay. Right, that should keep them nice and clean. Just close them up. Okay, that is my lockers nice and clean. So into the bag. Okay, moving on to the bill hook. Okay, just case will wipe down in just a minute. Down there. Again, it's just really a case of making sure the blade is nice and clean. And dry, obviously, and if I've been using it in wet conditions, which I haven't, so it shouldn't really be wet. Seems fine. Down like that. Just make sure the case is clean as well. Okay, that's basically it for the bill hook. Blade's still got a reasonable edge on it, so I don't need to worry about quite cleaning that. Put the cover back on and pop it up. And that can go back into the bag as well. Okay, right, the bow saw. So this particular bow saw has, it's just one of the small ones. It's got a hacksaw blade as well. So just obviously need to make sure that's kept safe. Just inspect the tool, make sure that it's all alright. Okay, and that's all looking pretty good. So again, just going to use my oily cloth. And just wipe that down. Because it's a fleecy cloth, it's actually quite good for not getting threads caught on the teeth. And just give the rest of it a clean down too. Just going to release the blade. Inspect that. Just make sure it is completely clean. Blade cover back on, put it back on. Okay, and just while that's off, just to make sure this is all in good condition. Seems absolutely fine. It's actually relatively new tool, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. And fiddly. I like that. Just a case of bring that back into place. Tension. Actually, just one sec. Quite right, because cobble a quick wipe down too. The blades you can't really sharpen, so it's just a case of keeping it in good condition and replacing the blade when it starts getting worn. That one's still got plenty of life left in it. Okay. With that just goes in a metal toolbox, a separate metal toolbox. I don't put that loose in the bag. Now for the knives. This one's sheath's just a little bit muddy, so just give that a quick wipe down. Like that. So, to clean that. Just make sure they're nice and clean. Keeping the blade away from me at all times. Just making sure it stays nice and clear. Seems absolutely fine. And just do the same with this one. Blade too close to my face or anything. Okay, that is cleaned as well. So just keep that there. Just keep that in the end pocket. So that is my video on maintaining tools. Obviously that bag will now be zipped up. The zip stuck. Okay, so that is all secure in there now, and that will be kept in a secure location until next time I need it.